Hi, I'm Leslie Weiss for Bead and Button Magazine. St. Petersburg chain is a step stitch that can be worked as a single asymmetrical chain or as a double chain. For the single chain, start by picking up and attaching a stop bead. And pick up 6 beads in your main color. And pull them tight. Then go through the 3rd and 4th bead again. So you'll have 2 columns, one with 4 beads and the stop bead, and one with 2 beads. Then, to turn, you'll pick up 1 bead in your accent color and sew back through the last 3 beads in the column. And pull it tight so your beads snug up. Then pick up another bead in your accent color and sew through the 2 beads in the last column. Okay. Then pick up 4 beads in your main color, push them down to the chain, and sew through the first 2 beads you just picked up again. So you're making them into 2 columns, and you pull them tight to the existing chain. And then just like before, you pick up a bead in your accent color, sew back through the 3 beads in the column, pull tight, pick up an accent bead, and sew through the 2 beads in the new column. And that's the stitch for basic St. Petersburg chain. After you do the first few stitches, it's a little bit easier to get the tension correct. They tend to slide around a bit when you're first getting started. Go through the first 2 beads just picked up. Pull tight. Accent color bead. Back through the last 3 beads in the column. Pick up the accent color bead again. And up through the 2 new beads. And that's it for single St. Petersburg chain. Here are some examples of single St. Petersburg chain using different types of accent beads on the edges, such as triangle beads and drop beads. Double St. Petersburg chain starts exactly like single St. Petersburg chain. This is a length of St. Petersburg chain just like the one demonstrated. I'm going to turn it into a double St. Petersburg chain by working a 2nd row up the length of the chain. I've attached my thread to the stop bead at the start of the first chain, and I'm going to pick up 6 beads just like in regular St. Petersburg chain. I'll pull them tight to the stop bead and then sew through the 3rd and 4th bead again. And pull them tight. This time I'm going to flip that new column of beads towards the existing chain. And if it won't go, don't worry about it. You can force it into place later. I'm going to pick up the accent bead and sew through the last 3 beads in the column. Pull it tight. And then this is where it's a little different. Instead of picking up another accent color bead, I'm going to sew through the bead in the first chain and then sew through the 2 beads in the last column. You pull it tight and they'll go right into place. And now the chains are joined. Then I'll start working in regular St. Petersburg chain, picking up 4 beads and sewing through the first 2 beads I just picked up again. Pulling them tight. Pushing them down to the chain. And picking up an accent color bead. Sewing through those 3 beads in the column, and then sewing through the next bead in the previous row, and through the 2 beads in the new column. And just continue up the row, stitching in St. Petersburg chain, but sewing through the beads on the edge closest to the new row to connect them. And here are some samples of double St. Petersburg chain.